So there are times where I have to remind myself that choosing solitude isn't selfish, you know? Like, it's not that I don't want to be around people, but it's just that sometimes being around others can be like really heavy, you know? What's up, everyone? My name is Errol, but for the sake of this channel, I'm going to go by ET. And welcome back to the Loner Diaries. This is going to be episode 2 of the Loner Diaries. I have like a whole vlog that I'm getting ready for you guys. That's going to be the next episode. This episode, I'm going to do just like a little chit chat with you guys, just about things that's been sitting on my mind heavily this week. And I think that moving forward, I'm always doing a lot. So like, I feel like I will always be able to give you guys like a good vlog or a good look into my life. However, like, I don't want to oversaturate it too quick. So I think that I'm going to do like a really like weekly vlog and then a chit chat and then a weekly vlog and then a chit chat, just so that way I can have my own like momentum going and it just feels more organic, because I feel like I do have a lot going on, but I also like to talk about a lot of things too, you know? So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm thinking that I'll probably call it navigating solitude over, or you know what? I'll probably call it choosing solitude over dealing with people, or choosing solitude versus navigating life with people, something like that. But overall, I just kind of wanted to touch on like actually choosing and navigating life in your own solitude versus forcing yourself to be around people or engaging with people or needing people, you know? It's like when I'm in my solitude, like I have clarity, like I'm thinking straight, I'm feeling great, my energy is great. But in a world that tells you that you're supposed to be around people, or you're supposed to always be connected to people, or we're humans, we thrive in relationships, like it can start to feel like something is wrong with you, for not really needing that, or for you really needing your own space to really thrive in. And that's something that I've been sitting with lately. So I wanted to ask you guys, how does this feel to you? So for me, the best way that I can explain it is like, sometimes like I get into a space where everything feels real calm and peaceful, and I'm just like in my bubble, living life, doing my own thing. Like I'm working, I'm focusing on my goals and my dreams, and I'm going to school and I'm doing my internship. Like I'm just living life the best way that I can. And honestly, like it feels good because I feel like I'm progressing, and everything is just kind of like flowing how it should. And then out of nowhere, I feel like I always get this little negative feeling, or this just little weird feeling that just kind of like taps me on my shoulder. And I like to call that feeling like FOMO, like the fear of missing out. But honestly, it's just the thought that like, what if I'm just not living life to the fullest, Like, I feel like as a loner, or just kind of like as a person who's more introverted, I kind of like to just do my own thing and do the things that I like doing, and not, all of it doesn't involve people. All of it doesn't involve me being out and about, like mixing and mingling, going around town, like being in the streets. Like it doesn't involve that. It just involves like all of my personal goals and my talents and my gifts, and just focusing on things that actually bring me joy. And the things that bring me joy usually are things that I do alone. And like it just kind of makes me feel like, especially in today's society, like it just makes you feel like, are you really living? Like if you're doing things alone and you kind of are spending more time alone, like are you really living? You know? And honestly, like it'll get to a point to where like when I am minding my business, doing my own thing, like I feel like that's when a lot of people start to reach out to me. And it's always like, oh, we haven't heard from you. Like, let's catch up. Let's, it's calling, it's texting. And nothing is wrong with people wanting to catch up, and nothing is wrong with you wanting to catch up with people. But honestly, it's like, it's not even about whether I want to talk or not. It's more about the energy that people bring when they reach out, you know? Like, I noticed that when people reach out to me or come to me, like it's always people coming to me with their problems and like their baggage. And nothing is wrong with that because like we all need someone to vent to and to talk to. But it's like you become a sponge and you start absorbing all of their energies without even realizing it. And it's like initially, if you're a good person, like you listen, you offer support, and it gets to a point to where like you end up carrying more than your fair share of whatever the situation was. And that's okay. Like we all want to be there for the people that we love and the people that's in our lives. But the challenge is knowing when to step back and when to protect your own peace, Because like, especially for me, what happens is that like I get caught up and I start to get distracted, and then my focus shifts from my own goals and my own peace, and I just start giving my attention to things that really don't even deserve it. And then that feeling like I'm just getting pulled into a million different directions, and then none of them actually serve me. And it just reminds me that like when people always tell you to make sure like choose your company wisely, like that saying is literally like you have to take it seriously, because the people that we surround ourselves with really do have an impact on where we end up in life and the things that we choose to do and the things that we intake. And it's like if your circle really isn't aligned with where you want to be mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, physically, like you'll find yourself veering off course every single time. And no one talks about this enough, but it's not easy to set those boundaries either. Like, especially when you care deeply about the people in your lives, it's not easy to put yourself first because you feel like you're being selfish or you're neglecting people. But like at the end of the day, I feel like it's about protecting your own peace and it's about protecting your own energy. Like it's like a form of self-care in a sense. And it's about knowing when to be there for others and when to pull back and like give to yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't expect other people to take care of yourself and put you first in their lives. So it's like, why wouldn't you put your own self first? And like, funny thing today, like one of my friends reached out to me and told me that, oh, like I went to church today and the sermon was about it was something about like, oh, the sermon was about your faith needs friends. And she was like, oh, like, Errol, you're always in isolation, like, you can't like, you need people. And I'm like, and I had to tell her, and I was like, don't get me wrong, I was like, I don't want you to feel like my isolation is a negative thing, but I was like, the company that I'm keeping right now and the spaces and places that I'm in, I just kind of feel like they no longer are serving me. And I would rather choose my solitude to focus on me versus choosing a circle that I know is not good for me. And I always tell people, like, if you're surrounded by people who actively don't make good decisions for their own lives, or who actively make, choose terrible things, or just if they aren't even good people, it's like if you ever fall short in life, or if you ever need someone to depend on, or if you ever need help or like guidance in life, you already know that like those people are not people that you can go to, because those people can't even rely on themselves. So it's like, how can you rely on them? And I'm just in a space to where like I have a lot of things that I want to do in life, and I have a lot of things that I'm trying to get towards and accomplish in life. And it's like, if I can't rely on the people that's closest to me, to just be a listening ear, or like a person to lean on, then I just feel like the space and the place and the person doesn't serve me. And it's not in a negative way, because I don't ever cut people off. I just know how to maintain my boundaries now. And it's something that I still struggle with, but I'm learning that overall, I have to have those boundaries, and I have to know when to pull back, and I have to know when to give my energy, because it's not good either to just cut people off and leave people wondering where, when, and why you don't speak to them. But in the same breath, you do have to have that boundary and put yourself first. And if that involves having a conversation with that person, then have it. But like, you just overall, like, you just have to focus on you, build your routines, do the things that you like to do, and make time for the people who show up in that for you. If you have friends or people in your life that don't show up for you in those ways, then you just know that those are people that are not going to go on that journey with you. And it's not to say that you never have to speak to them again. It's just to say that you have to focus on your journey because you have to live your life for you. And if you don't, that person is not going to live it for you either. That person has their own journey to focus on. So overall, like, I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm rambling, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that because that's something that's been on my mind and my heart this week. And it's something that I'm really like trying to work on. So at the end of the day, I've learned that choosing solitude is very powerful. It's about knowing what fills your cup and not feeling guilty for needing that space, you know? And for those of you who resonate with this, just know that you're not alone in that feeling. And, let me know. Like, let me know, how do you navigate being a loner or being an introvert and finding a balance between solitude and connection? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your stories. Like, comment. Like, I know it's cliche to be like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Like, it's okay if you don't do all those things. It is what it is. This is my own journey. It's my own diary, you know? But if anything, I would like for you guys to comment because I would like to hear your stories. I would like to talk to you guys. So have a good one. I'm going to see you guys in the next vlog. I promise. I feel like it's going to be a good vlog. I'll post it next week, maybe before. I don't know. I'm staying consistent. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.